So it's time to make another video. And so I've been pondering, what I should say, because I don't have a whole lot of content. Like, well, when I don't have content, I usually just kind of go back to my book, Armed and Dangerous, and and when you read it, it actually says Ephesians 6:11. Straight answers from the Bible. So I went to Ephesians 6:11 because I needed some help today. So okay, I'm gonna read it out of the King James version. Put on the whole armor of God, that ye may be able to stand against the wiles of the devil. Amen. I'll read 12 too. Verse 12, for we wrestle not against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against powers, against rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual, spiritual wickedness or wicked spirits. Against spiritual wickedness in high places or heavenly places. Well, that's a good start. It's a good start. And that kind of convicted me because, I pull out this word and I use it hoping that it would kind of guide me. But before I get into the whole armor of God, what was I going to say? So since we're talking about the devil, So anyway, I went back to my book, and here they talk about demons, and the first verse that they give is Ephesians 6. I don't know if I said that. It's Ephesians 6. And they have here 12 and 13. Yep. And unfortunately, to tell the truth, which is the first, of the armor. Um, I've used this as a weapon against my own people, unfortunately, and there's repercussions to that, you know. There are repercussions, and so I apologize, to anyone if I've ever, come across just rude, just rude, angry, that Pharisee spirit, which nobody wants to admit to that, but I'll be the first one. And I have apologized, and I'll keep doing that if I'm on the wrong. But anyway, so the full armor. Now the next verse comes out of 1 Timothy chapter 4, verse 1. Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and doctrines of devils. Wow. So, that was Timothy. First or Second Timothy? 1 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 1. And I should probably read this, but so chapter 3 out of Timothy is where we talk about the last days and how people would fall away. They would be lovers of themselves, not of God. They would be lovers of money, disobedient, all kinds of almost like an abomination of things. And I say abominations because if you go back to Isaiah, probably chapter 50. See, I don't like to read, but I should, just to test, just to stand on a firm foundation. In my Pharisee mind, I need to read. I have to read. So